So, who exactly is Zenith Nadir? Well, they're with me in the studio. Zenith Nadir, the Yorkshire violinist Selena Marshall, there's the Yorkshire link, and the guitarist Emmanuel. They're all with me in the studio. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Hello.
This is a fab sound. I mean, it's said that people are going to be up and dancing and tapping their feet. You can't do anything else, can you?
No, not really.
So, who are you? How did you all get together?
Well, first of all, I was on my year abroad from Lancaster University in Mexico, and I got to know Alex because he was promoting different bands and events over there, and we decided to work together for a few years. We had a record label, but unfortunately, because of piracy and different things, we had to close it, and so we decided in the end to do our own band.
Well, the idea of all these different sounds of music coming together, how does it all work? Where do all the elements come in from?
Well, basically we start with the lyrics. The lyrics are written by our lead singer, Zenith Nadir, or Alex, and also then we start with like the bass line, electronic type bass line, and then we bring in different elements from Latin rhythms and also European and the violin, and so it all comes together in the end. Yeah.
And how on earth does a Yorkshire violinist fit into all this?
Well, I mean, I think it's a good thing, because of basically my background was classical, and I decided to go for something very, very different to what I've been taught in.
It's a bit difficult to classical violin, isn't it?
Yeah, very different, but lots and lots of fun, which is why I love it. I enjoy it so much. Yeah.
And we said, at the start it gets people tapping their feet and jumping up and down and dancing and all that. Is that the reaction you get generally wherever you go?
Yes. We've played to different audiences, young, older people, from all different places, in all different kinds of venues, and we always get the reaction that they get up, they start dancing and love it,
So you met Zenith Nadir whilst you were in Mexico on a gap year, and then that led you to start up your own internet TV station in Mexico as well?
Yes.
Right, okay. How did that all work?
Yeah, well, basically we did different programs. We went to different bands' press conferences, we covered different events, and also we did our own, sketches, you could call them, and we put them all on our internet website so people could see them. So yeah, it was also a fun time, that.
Was that primarily to just have your own, internet TV station, or was it seemed a pretty good publicity machine? Was it all connected with the band?
Yeah, well, basically one thing led to another. We first started with a record label that led to the TV station to give publicity to our bands and also famous bands, and then we decided to do our own band. After, we've always liked music, we're musicians, and so we just said, well, why not us,
Yeah. So have you still got the TV station going, or has that been and gone now?
Well, at the moment we haven't really got enough time to do everything, because we're concentrating a lot on the band at the moment, so, and also doing tours and everything, we can't keep up with all of the everything.
Is that disappointing to let that go?
Well, it is in a way, because it's a lot of fun, but I think we have to focus on the things that are more important at this stage in our careers,
What's it like working with these two at the moment? All they're doing at the moment, it's fascinating what's going on here. Because all they're doing at the moment is filming this interview on little cameras. It's fantastic. What's it like working with these two guys?
It's loads of fun. I mean, we have a laugh when we're composing the music. We rehearse every day. We eat together every day, so it's a lot of fun.
And Emmanuel, you're on keyboards and bass guitar, is that right?
Yes.
How on earth do you manage to tell me you're not doing both at the same time?
Oh, well, obviously I can't do it at the same time because I have enough arms to do that. But if I have it, can't do it. But it's so in some songs I change, obviously, in between both instruments.
Yeah. And who drives the band? Who's the one that comes up with the creative mind behind it all? Or is it all three of you working together?
Well, the main creative mind is Zenith Nadir, our lead singer. He comes up with everything, and then we work to make all of his ideas reality.
And Zenith is the one now who's filming everything.
Yes.
Right, okay. But he's the boss.
Yes.
Right. What about the language here? Because, are there any barriers here at all?
No, I don't think so. I think music is universal. I think it can be enjoyed by everybody. In our concerts, sometimes we do an introduction of more or less what the song is about, so people can get the gist. But generally, we have had no problems with the language.
And you've been playing. I mean, I'll mention where you got gigs coming up in the country just a little bit later on. But so far since end of July, you've been all over the place. You've been at York Hospital, you've been at Bradford, Withensea, you've been in Wales, for goodness sake. You've got some of those coming up as well. Sledmere House, that's coming up this week. Are you getting good reaction, good feedback from wherever you're going?
Yes, yeah, we've had very good feedback. Even some people who didn't know what they were coming to see in Bradford, they were like, oh, I was just listening to it, and they started to come in and see what was going on because it sounded so different, so interesting.
Well, it is interesting, isn't it? Because there's clearly that European electronic feel behind it, which is driving it, but then the Latin feel from these guys from Mexico, that's kicking in, and it seems to work together.
Yeah, it does. Sometimes the songs are based more on the electronic side, sometimes they're based more on the Latin side, but there is always all of those things going on.
Okay, well, we'll chat more a little bit later on. My guest this afternoon, Zenith Nadir, will play more of their music as well in just a few moments' time. It's 22 minutes past 2.
Jules Bellaby. Today on Breakfast we went low-tech, joining in with some original social media.
Oh yeah! Oh